This is the Nolan N70-2X and it offers something a little bit different to the rest of the adventure style helmets on the market. It's got one particular feature which might make this just the sort of helmet that you're looking for. Let's kick off with what is this helmet's party trick, and that is the removable chin bar. Obviously, whilst the majority of modular helmets have a chin bar that flips up or flips over, the N70-2X can convert from a full face to an open face at the click of a button. Well, two buttons actually. To remove, simply press these two buttons and the chin piece pulls away. Simple. It's equally easy to replace by lining up the clips and pushing home, which it does with a reassuring click. With a peak that's removable and a quick release visor in conjunction with the chin bar means there are 8 different configurations that you can put this helmet into, and that should meet the needs of pretty much anybody. Before I move on to how the helmet performed on the bike, let's spend a little bit of time just covering the key details. The shell is made from Lexan polycarbonate, which means a very consistent shell construction. The downside being that these tend to be a little heavier than fiberglass or composite helmets. The helmet, as you can see it with everything on, weighs in at 1,875 grams. Polycarbonate shells do tend to offer a little bit more flex than other materials, but that is utilised as part of the impact protection of these style of helmets. There are only 2 shell sizes across that size range, and you tend to find with that if you are at the extreme ends of the sizing, then there's quite a lot of padding involved. The helmet features a drop down sunshade which has a nice action and a single press retraction system. Personally, I'd like it to drop down a little bit further, but in reality it never really created any problems for me when riding. It's just a personal preference. The visor has a quick release mechanism and there's a pin lock in the box. It's set up ready for the integrated NCOM communications unit, but the helmet has a nice flat side, making it easy to fit third-party units. The interior is comfy with perforated fabric. The neck roll is adjustable and removable, as is the lining for washing. There's a chin sock that offers good coverage, and the chin strap itself is a micrometric ratchet strap. Sizing is accurate, and with all Nolan and X-Lite helmets it offers an intermediate oval head shape. I've always got on well with the fit of Nolan helmets, and this is no exception. It fits me pretty much the same as my Shoei Hornet. Ventilation comes from a single action slider on the chin and 3 vents on top, which Nolan refer to as air booster technology. The centre vent has 2 positions and the vent either side just one. A decent sized venturi at the rear takes care of letting warm air escape. That's it for the tech breakdown, so let's look at the important thing, and that's how it actually performed out on the bike. The first thing that struck me is just how much vision this helmet offers. Even with the chin bar in place, the eyeport is massive and the vision is excellent. The visor has a central and left side tab to open. It is easy to open and has a smooth action, and it lifts up nice and high out of the way. The drop down visor is equally easy to open, and I really like the sprung one push retraction system. It's got a decent level of tint and it offers good clarity too. In terms of ventilation, the helmet's pretty good. The chin bar offers a decent amount of flow through that, and it's a very easy to operate switch. And having the 3 openings on the top means that you've got nice control as to how much air you want to come through. That all seems to work very well. Obviously with the chin bar off, it's an open face helmet and you can't get much better ventilation than that. But I like the fact that you can ride with the chin bar off and still have the visor, full visor down as well, in that kind of jet style, which works really, really well. Turning to the N70-2X's party trick and that removable chin bar. It's very quick and easy to do, and I think it leaves the helmet looking cleaner than a traditional flip front. There are also blanking plates in the box if you intend to ride for long periods without the chin bar in place. Obviously you do need to find somewhere to put that chin bar once you've removed it, so that's an obvious disadvantage over a traditional modular helmet. But the chin bar is small enough to fit in a tank bag or a tail bag or in your panniers, or as I did here, you can actually loop it around your rucksack strap and ride quite comfortably with it there. It's also nicer to use at speed. Obviously with a traditional flip, you've got a lot of weight up the top and it becomes a little bit of a sail and creates drag. Flip overs, not so bad. This obviously is a much cleaner solution, but it takes time. You can't just flip it over and away you go. You've got to stop and snap it into place. It's easy to do, but it is just that little bit more time consuming than a traditional modular. The helmet feels very balanced, and the peak, which is adjustable, offers a lot of coverage and not much in the way of drag. But it is the peak where I have a problem with this helmet because it is noisy. It doesn't create a lot of wind noise as such. At 50 miles an hour and above, it vibrates, and it vibrates a lot, and that resonates through the shell, and after 10 minutes I found it unbearably annoying. I thought it was the bike, so I switched from the Tenere that you've seen in the video to my Africa Twin and got exactly the same result. And I've concluded that pretty much any bike with a screen is going to create problems with this peak, and to be honest, that's pretty much every adventure bike out there on the marketplace. I switched again to a naked bike to see what it was like on that, and it was better, but the resonance was still there. It didn't disappear completely, and at motorway speeds it was still pretty annoying. So I found the helmet comfortable. It's got great vision, it's got a drop down sun visor which is good, and of course it's got that removable chin bar, but the vibration meant I just couldn't wear it. Of course you could run it without the peak, but that kind of defeats the object of buying the N70-2X in the first place. I know there is very rarely an option to do so, but if you do get the chance, I would highly recommend test riding in this helmet before you commit any money. This, of course, is just my experience. I did try it on as many different bikes as I could, and that resonance was still there. I've tried unscrewing the peak and re-screwing it on again, and it didn't seem to make any difference whether it was screwed on loosely or tightly. It didn't really change. Actually, when it was loosely, it was much worse because you had resonance plus a rattle. But I would be interested to find out from people who own this helmet if they've experienced the same problems, and if they have, how they got around that, if indeed they have. I just can't live with it, which is a shame because outside of that resonance problem with the peak, everything else about this helmet is really good. The helmet is offered in 15 different colour variations across plain and graphic designs. Prices start at $279.99 for plain colours, rising to $319.99 for graphics. The Nolan N70-2X is an interesting concept that has been executed well, with the exception of that peak. If you don't experience any vibration or the levels of vibration that I did, and I think it is an excellent helmet, but buyer beware. I think I've covered off all the key points in this review, but if it does leave you with any questions, then pop those in the comment section down below. I do read all the comments, and I will reply to those where a reply is necessary. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care, ride safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.